My fiancé mocked the prenuptial agreement and gave me an ultimatum. I calmly responded, quietly canceled the wedding, and she found out when she went alone to her final dress fitting. I'm Daniel, 35 years old, and I run a commercial construction company I built from the ground up. Today, it's valued at about $3.8 million. I also own a house in the hills and have solid investments. Nothing extravagant, but everything I have is the result of relentless hard work. My story started from humble beginnings. My father abandoned us when I was 8, and my mother worked 3 jobs to keep us afloat. At 18, I enlisted in the Army, served 2 tours overseas, and upon returning, used the GI Bill to study business administration and construction management. I founded my company with just $5,000 and a lot of determination. Now I have 23 employees, and we work on major projects across the state. And then enters the antagonist, Clara, my ex-fiancée. She's 29 and we were together for 18 months, engaged for 6 of them. I met her at a charity gala supporting veterans where she was supposedly there for the cause. That was the first red flag I ignored. Clara is one of those social media influencers, a lifestyle blogger with 50,000 followers, posting photos in athletic wear under the guise of fitness motivation. She moved into my house 4 months into our relationship, right when her lease on her luxurious apartment expired. Turns out, luxurious meant her father was footing the bill, and he cut her off when she dropped out of law school to pursue content creation. That was the second red flag I overlooked. My best friend Julian was always blunt. I've known him since we were 12. We served together in the Army, and now he's the project manager at my company. From day one, he warned me, brother, that woman's not right for you. She asked how much you earn within the first 10 minutes of meeting you. That's what gold diggers do. But I was blinded. Clara is undeniably attractive, 58, blonde with the body of a personal trainer, the kind of woman who turns heads wherever she goes. I convinced myself Julian was just being overprotective. All started 8 months ago on a Tuesday while I was reviewing contracts for a shopping center. My lawyer called. Daniel, the prenup is ready. It includes standard protection for your assets and personal property, nothing unusual. Your company stays yours, as does the house you bought before. She keeps what's hers. If you divorce, there'd be alimony based on the marriage's duration, but she'd have no claim to what you built before. Fair and reasonable, considering Clara brought nothing to the table. That night I made her favorite dinner. Lobster, opened a good bottle of sparkling cider, and set a romantic mood. I said, "Sweetheart, my lawyer has the prenup ready. Can we review it this weekend and sign next week?" She looked up from her phone where she was editing a selfie and said, "I thought we already talked about this. I'm not signing anything. We'd briefly mentioned it when we got engaged, but we never agreed to skip it." I responded, "Clara, I need to protect my company and assets. It's just financial common sense." Her expression changed completely, not to surprise or disappointment, but to anger. "I'm not signing something that makes me feel like a gold digger," she said. I explained it wasn't about that. It was about protecting what each of us brought to the marriage. She raised her voice. "I don't bring money, but I bring myself. That's worth more than your stupid company." Julian's words echoed in my head. "She'll show you who she really is." I told her calmly, "Without that agreement, I won't get married." She slammed her glass on the table so hard I thought it would shatter. "Protecting your assets against me, your future wife?" "Against anyone," I replied. "It's not personal, it's a business decision." She stood up, hands on her hips, defiant. "I'll make it clear. Either you marry me as I am, or there's no wedding. No agreements, no lawyers, no insinuations that I'm out to steal from you." Suddenly, 2 years of ignored red flags clicked into place. I stayed calm. "Okay," she smiled, thinking she'd won. "I knew you, understand," she said. But I replied, "No, Clara, okay, because I'm not marrying you." Her expression shifted from triumph to confusion, then pure rage. "What? You're canceling the wedding over a piece of paper?" "No, I'm canceling it because you just showed me you think marrying me gives you automatic access to everything I've built, because that's what marriage means to you, being partners. So tell me, Clara, what are you bringing besides your Instagram account?" She looked at me as if I'd slapped her. "I can't believe you said that, and I can't believe it took me this long to say it." She stormed upstairs, slamming the bedroom door. I immediately texted Julian, "You were right, the wedding's off." He replied in seconds, "Finally, want me to come help with the cancellations?" 20 minutes later, he showed up with Chinese food and his laptop. "Let's do this right," he said. First, I called my lawyer. "Hi, this is Daniel Romero. Cancel everything, the engagement, over." "Are you sure?" he asked. "Sometimes it takes time to process." I told him about the ultimatum and her mocking the prenup. He chuckled. "I'd rather protect my company than go through with this." "Understood," he said. Case closed. Next, we called the wedding planner. "Hi, this is Daniel Romero. I need to cancel the wedding." "No, Daniel, it's 8 weeks away." "What happened?" "Change of plans." "Cancel all vendors and send me the cost breakdown. You'll lose most of the deposits. Penalties will be high, around $5,000. Julian patted my shoulder. "Better than losing half your company in a divorce." For 3 hours, we called every vendor. Venue, $18,000 lost. Catering, $12,000. Photography, $3,500. Band, $1,500. Each call was the same. Hi, I need to cancel my wedding. Oh, what happened? My partner and I don't share the same values. Awkward silence. Here are the cancellation fees. Julian kept me grounded throughout. $18,000 for the venue, he joked. That's 6 months of Clara's shopping budget. The photographer was the most understanding. Are you absolutely sure, Mr. Romero? She asked, holding our engagement photo album with a mix of confusion and concern. The pictures were stunning. I smiled calmly and nodded. Yes, and system, I'm sorry, it looks like the translation was cut off. I'll continue from where it left off, ensuring proper punctuation and clarity in English while preserving the tone and details of your story. I'll pick up at the photographer's conversation and complete the translation, keeping it concise and natural. Yes, I'm sure, I said to the photographer, but could you send me digital copies of the engagement photos? I might need them later. Julian raised an eyebrow. What do you need those for? I'm not sure yet, I replied, but knowing Clara, something's bound to come up. That night before midnight, we had canceled everything. Over $35,000 in non-refundable deposits were gone, but I felt a peace I hadn't felt in months. It was like a massive weight had been lifted off my shoulders. You know she's probably upstairs plotting her comeback, Julian said as he packed up. Let her try, I said. I'm done with her game. Clara didn't come downstairs that night. I heard her voice on the phone, likely crying to her sister Renata or her mother, painting me as the heartless villain. I knew the next morning would be a spectacle. On Wednesday, she came down as if nothing had happened, wearing her pink silk pajamas, a fake smile, and holding a blender. Good morning, love, I made your favorite smoothie. I was at the dining table, reviewing cancellation confirmations on my laptop. Clara, we need to talk. If this is about last night, I forgive you, she said. The prenup thing was harsh, but I get that you're nervous about the wedding. The audacity was unreal. There's nothing to forgive, I said. The wedding's canceled. She froze, blender in hand. What do you mean canceled? I called all the vendors last night. Venue, catering, flowers, music, photos, everything's done. She slammed the blender on the counter so hard it cracked the granite. You can't cancel my wedding without talking to me. I can cancel my wedding, I said, and I did. I didn't mean cancel it for real, she shouted. I meant drop that stupid prenup. That's not what you said. You said marry me as I am or no wedding. So I chose no wedding. Her face turned bright red, and she started screaming in that shrill tone she used when furious. This is insane. You're throwing away our entire relationship because you don't trust me. I'm protecting myself from someone who thinks being pretty entitles her to half of what I built with my own sweat. The crocodile tears started, but they no longer worked on me. What am I supposed to do now? This is my home. Where am I supposed to go? This is my home, I said. Your name isn't on the deed, the loan, or any document. You can stay until Friday to figure out where to go. You can't kick me out like I'm trash. I'm not kicking you out. I'm ending our engagement. That's different. She ran upstairs, sobbing, and immediately started making calls, likely to Renata, who already despised me for refusing to invest in her pyramid makeup scheme. The rest of the week was torture. Clara went full drama mode, slamming doors, accidentally breaking my things, and throwing passive-aggressive jabs. Hope your money keeps you warm at night. I wasted 2 years of my life on you, you selfish jerk. No one will ever love you like I did. That last one made me laugh. Love. What she loved was my bank account, not me. On Thursday, Julian stopped by while Clara was at the gym. How are you holding up, brother? Better than I thought, I said. It's like I can finally breathe. Has she posted about the breakup online yet? I don't know, I unfollowed her. He pulled out his phone. You've got to see this. She posted a crying selfie with a caption about toxic men who value money over love. According to her, I'd forgotten who loved me before I became successful. The comments were a circus. Sue him and take everything, queen. Men change when they get money. If you really loved him, what was the harm in signing a paper? I chuckled at her attempt to control the narrative, painting me as the villain. On Friday morning, she left early, saying she was going to her dress fitting with Renata. I didn't tell her there was no dress or appointment. She'd find out soon enough. Around 3 p.m., my phone blew up. First, it was Renata. Daniel, are you out of your mind? Hello, Renata, nice to hear from you. Clara showed up for her fitting and the store was closed. They told her it was canceled. How could you do that? The wedding's canceled. I told Clara on Wednesday. You can't just cancel someone else's wedding. I can cancel mine, and I did. Do you know how humiliating that was? She was crying outside the store while people stared. Clara knew the wedding was off. She lived through that conversation. If she wanted to play the victim, that was her choice. She thought you were bluffing, Renata said. I don't bluff. Ask anyone who knows me. You're ruining her life. She planned this wedding for months. She ruined it herself when she gave me an ultimatum over a legal agreement. You're throwing away 2 years over a piece of paper. I'm protecting 9 years of hard work from someone who thinks she's entitled to it. Renata hung up. An hour later, Clara stormed back home, mascara running, hyperventilating. The store was closed. There was no appointment. I looked like an idiot in front of everyone. I told you, Clara, the wedding's canceled. I thought you were exaggerating. I thought we'd talk it out. I don't make empty threats. I act. She collapsed on the couch, sobbing. Everyone was staring, the other brides, the staff. For a moment, I felt sorry for her, but then I remembered how she mocked the prenup, acting like protecting my life's work was absurd. Maybe next time, don't give ultimatums to someone who built their company from nothing. I hate you so much, she said. Perfect. That'll make this easier for both of us. Then came the unexpected. That night, I got a call from the fraud department of Andean Federal Bank. Mr. Romero, we need to speak urgently about suspicious activity in your accounts. A chill ran down my spine. What kind of activity? 4 days ago, someone tried to add an authorized user to your business account. The request was made online using your credentials, but our system flagged it due to an unusual IP address. 4 days ago, that was Tuesday night, right after our prenup fight. Who was the user they tried to add? Clara Vega. It felt like a punch to the gut. I could barely breathe. How long did she have access? About 8 hours until our system locked everything for security. In that time, she accessed balances, downloaded transaction histories, and attempted to transfer $22,000 to an external account. $22,000. While I slept upstairs, Clara was downstairs trying to drain my accounts. The transfer was stopped by our protocols for large transactions, the representative said, but you need to come in immediately to secure your accounts and decide next steps. I'll be there in 20 minutes. I hung up and called Julian. Brother, Clara tried to steal $22,000 from the company account. What? When? Tuesday night while I was asleep. The bank caught it as fraud. That's bank fraud, Daniel. That's serious. I know. I'm heading to the bank, then probably the police station. Want to come? Yeah, but don't say anything yet. Let's see how far this goes. The bank meeting was eye-opening. The fraud specialist showed me the activity logs. It wasn't impulsive. Clara had checked my highest balances and tried transferring the money to an account she'd opened that morning specifically for the theft. Mr. Romero, the analyst said, this is textbook bank fraud. You need to file a police report ASAP. But I made a decision that changed everything. Instead of going straight to the police, I chose to watch her next moves. I wanted to see what else she was capable of, what lies she'd spin, how far her manipulation went. Give me all the records and security documentation, I said. I'll handle it. Julian looked at me like I'd lost my mind. What's your plan? Clara just gave me all the evidence I need to ruin her. There's no rush. Was right. Instead of acting immediately, I played it strategically. Clara didn't know I was onto her betrayal, giving me the upper hand. On Saturday morning, as she packed her things, she still played the victim. I can't believe you're kicking me out over a stupid paper. It's not about the paper, Clara. It's about what you were really after in this relationship. I wanted to marry you, she snapped, tossing a designer bag into her suitcase. You wanted to marry my bank account. Big difference. Whatever, Daniel, you'll regret this when you're old, alone, with nothing but your precious money. I nearly laughed. She was so smug, so hurt, unaware I had proof she'd tried to rob me 3 days earlier. Maybe, I said, but at least I'll still have my money. After she left, Julian came over with pizza, and we planned. What's the move, brother? First, change all passwords and monitor everything. Second, document every detail, the argument, the wedding cancellation, her social media posts, everything. You thinking of suing her? I'm thinking bigger. Clara's about to learn what happens when you betray someone who built a company from scratch. What Clara didn't know was that before running my company, I'd spent years tracking contractor fraud. Dealing with shady people was part of the job, and those skills were still sharp. Over the next few days, using completely legal methods, I dug into her digital activity. It was a goldmine. Clara had been planning this for months. Her search history showed research on prenups, community property, and how to secure alimony, dating back 6 months. She'd even looked up how long she'd need to be married to claim financial compensation. The best part, an old iPad she left behind had messages with Renata, pure gold digger mentality. Finally snagged a rich one, just need to get to the altar. He's so naive he thinks I love him, lol. The prenup's a problem, but I'll figure it out. Worst case, I can claim emotional abuse and get a payout. I showed it all to Julian. This is insane, he said. She's not just a gold digger, she's manipulative and dangerous. Exactly, we need to be careful. I want her to fall, but legally and permanently. On Wednesday, Clara started blowing up my phone. She must have realized reality was sinking in. Daniel, please, let's talk. I miss you so much. I made a terrible mistake. I'll sign the prenup. Can we fix this? I love you. I didn't respond. Let her sweat. On Thursday, she showed up at my office. My receptionist called. Daniel, Clara's here. She's crying and wants to see you. Tell her I'm in meetings all day. She says she'll wait in the lobby. Then tell her I'm booked all week. 5 minutes later, she's not leaving. She's crying and making a scene. I had to go out. Clara was putting on a full performance in front of employees and clients. I approached calmly. What are you doing here? Please, Daniel, I just want to talk. I messed up. I'll sign anything. Everyone in the office was watching silently. Clara, you had your chance. Instead of talking like an adult, you made demands. I was scared, she said. I was worried about my future. And I was worried about the future you tried to steal from me. Her face went pale. What are you talking about? She asked, avoiding my gaze. I think you know exactly what I mean. She glanced at the employees and clients, then lowered her voice. Daniel, please, not here. Then leave and never come back to my workplace. I had security escort her out. As she walked away, I saw something new in her eyes, panic. Clara knew I knew something. The next few weeks were, to put it mildly, fascinating. 2 weeks after she moved out, her perfect influencer life started crumbling like a sandcastle. Her Instagram followers began dropping by the thousands. Turns out, most only followed her because she was engaged to a successful entrepreneur, as she described herself in her bio. Once mutual friends spread the word about our breakup, her engagement tanked. Julian, still following her, kept me updated. Brother, he said, laughing, she's down from 50,000 to 28,000 followers in 3 weeks. Her sponsored posts went from 5,000 likes to 150. Total freefall. Perfect, I said. Let her see how much her brand's worth without my money and reputation. But that was just the start. The real show began when the bills started piling up. Clara had lived way beyond her means. Designer clothes, expensive beauty treatments, luxury in every detail, funded by her father's credit cards, which he'd canceled when she quit law school. She'd been coasting on multiple cards, assuming she'd marry me and everything would work out. Big mistake. One afternoon, I got an unexpected call from Renata, who'd blocked me after our last talk, so she must have used a different number. Daniel, I know things ended badly, but Clara's in serious trouble. Not my problem anymore, Renata. She's going to lose her apartment. Her credit card debt is crushing her. She can't afford anything without your help. Maybe she should have thought of that before giving me ultimatums and trying to manipulate me. Please, Daniel, she's my sister. I'll pay you back whatever you spend to help her. With what? The profits from your pyramid makeup scheme you wanted me to invest in. I hung up. Then things got really interesting. Clara spiraled into desperation, and desperation makes people do stupid things. She called me one Friday night, sounding unhinged. Daniel, I made a terrible mistake. I'm scared. I knew the confession was coming. I turned on my phone's voice recorder. What did you do, Clara? I tried to take money from your account. After our fight, I was furious, scared. I thought if I got some money, I could start over somewhere else. How much did you try to take? Like $22,000, but it didn't work. The bank stopped it. I was going to pay it back, I swear. Perfect, a full recorded confession. Clara, that's bank fraud. I know, I was an idiot. Please, Daniel, don't tell anyone. I'll do anything. I'll sign any prenup. I'll move back in. Just tell me what to do. Her voice was pure desperation, and for a second I almost felt sorry for her. Almost. Clara, this is over for good. Stay away from me, my company, and get professional help. Daniel, please don't hang up. I hung up. I saved the audio on multiple devices, and on Monday, called a detective to file an official report. On Wednesday, Clara was arrested at her new, rundown apartment, charged with wire fraud, computer intrusion, and attempted theft. As an influencer, the story hit local media fast. The headline read something like, "Social media star arrested for attempted bank fraud against ex-fiancée." Julian sent me the article with laughing emojis. Her arrest photo was brutal. No makeup, tangled hair, completely broken. Her remaining followers tore her apart in the comments. From lifestyle blogger to criminal in record time, one wrote, "This is what happens when you bite the hand that feeds you." Her account dropped to 6,000 followers that night. Her personal brand was dead. The legal process was swift. Her public defender tried to negotiate a plea, but with the evidence, bank records, her recorded confession, proof of premeditation, she had no chance. Clara pleaded guilty to avoid a trial, receiving 18 months of probation, a $5,000 restitution fine to the bank, and a felony conviction that would follow her forever. But I wasn't done. 8 months later, my life was better than ever. My company signed its biggest contract yet, and I was dating Valeria, an incredible woman who runs her own accounting firm with her own money and her own life. I'd almost forgotten Clara entirely. Then Renata called again from another number. "Daniel, I know you probably hate us, but Clara needs help. Let me guess, she can't find a job with a criminal record. It's worse. She owes $3,000 in credit card debt. She's getting evicted again. Her parents disowned her after the scandal. Sounds like she's finally facing the consequences of her actions. She's talking about hurting herself. She's desperate. I'm worried." If she was genuinely considering self-harm, that was serious, but knowing Clara, it could be another manipulation tactic. Renata, if you're truly worried about her safety, call 911 or get her professional help. She's not my responsibility. There's more. She wants to apologize to you in person. She says she finally understands how badly she messed up. That's when a perfect idea formed. I told Renata to have Clara meet me one time only, Saturday at 2 p.m. at the Fifth Avenue Cafe. I made it clear, any manipulation or drama, and I'd walk away without looking back. Thank you, Daniel, Renata said. This means a lot. That Saturday, I arrived early and sat at a corner table with a clear view of the entrance. Julian insisted on coming as backup, sitting a few tables away, pretending to work on his laptop while keeping an eye on me. Clara arrived soon after. Her appearance was shocking, no designer clothes, no air of superiority. She wore faded jeans and a wrinkled t-shirt, had lost significant weight, and her hair looked neglected, like she hadn't been to a salon in months. Dark circles under her eyes suggested weeks of sleepless nights. She sat across from me, avoiding eye contact. "Thank you for coming," she said softly. "You have 10 minutes," I replied bluntly. "I know you hate me, and honestly I hate myself. I destroyed the best thing I had by being greedy, stupid, and manipulative." She paused. "Go on," I said. "I know an apology means nothing now, but I'm sorry. I'm truly sorry for the ultimatum, for trying to take advantage of you, for everything. You were the best thing that ever happened to me, and I ruined it." Her tears seemed real this time, not the fake ones she used to manipulate. They came from someone utterly broken. "I can't get a job anywhere. My record shuts every door. I live in my car half the time. I haven't eaten properly in 4 days." This was the moment I didn't know I needed until it happened. "Want the truth, Clara? You could have had everything, a beautiful life, stability, a man willing to give you the world. All you had to do was sign a simple paper protecting what I built before you. But you chose greed and played dirty." "I know," she said. "I was so stupid. Daniel, I have nothing. I'm completely lost." "What exactly are you asking for?" "I don't know. Help. A loan, a job reference, anything. I have no one else to turn to." There she was, the woman who gave me an ultimatum, who tried to scam me, who planned to accuse me of emotional abuse to take my money, now begging. I leaned back, watching her silently. She looked so fragile, so defeated, that for a moment I felt pity. Then I remembered her mocking the prenup, telling her sister I was too naive to see she didn't love me, planning to use false accusations to claim my assets. "Remember what you said when I asked you to sign the prenup?" "Yes, what was it exactly?" "I said, marry me as I am or don't." "And what did I choose?" Her voice was barely audible. "Not to, exactly. And that, Clara, is my answer to your plea for help today. I'm not doing it." Her face was unforgettable, pure devastation. "But Daniel, I have nothing. I'm nothing. I'll never recover from this." "You're probably right. That's what happens when you betray someone who cared about you, when you bite the hand that feeds you." I stood up. "Remember this, every time you're hungry, can't pay rent, or get rejected for a job because of your record, remember you chose this path. You could have had everything, but you tried to take it all instead." "Daniel, please, I'm begging you," she said. "You made your choice. Now live with the consequences." I left her crying at the table. Julian caught up with me minutes later. "That was harsh, brother. She earned it. Think she'll try something reckless? I doubt it. Clara's always been a coward deep down. She might try to scam someone else, but she'll never get near me again." 2 years later, I married Valeria in a beautiful ceremony. She signed the prenup without hesitation, understanding it was a smart decision that protected us both. We're building a future together with trust and responsibility. As for Clara, I heard from mutual acquaintances that she works part-time at a call center and lives with 3 roommates in a rough neighborhood. She shut down her social media, and her influencer dreams are buried. Her criminal record bars her from the luxurious life she thought her looks entitled her to. I sometimes see Renata around town. She doesn't even acknowledge me anymore. Good riddance. Both sisters learned their lesson. The takeaway is simple. When someone shows you who they are, believe them the first time. If they give you an ultimatum, don't be afraid to say no. Clara thought she could manipulate me into handing over my life's work. Instead, she lost everything. Watching her beg for help that never came was, without a doubt, the most satisfying no I've ever said. Edit 1 for those asking. Yes, Valeria and I are incredibly happy. She earns more than me now, and we're building something amazing together. Oh, and Julian was my best man. He still teases me about Clara, but admits he's proud of how I handled it. Edit 2 to those saying I should have helped her. Never. Some actions don't deserve redemption. She tried to scam me, ruin my reputation, and take what I built from nothing.